Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Let's talk about Gunther versus Jey Uso at WrestleMania 41 and the options for that match. Like, who wins at WrestleMania 41 between Gunther and Jey Uso? I think there are three options when it comes to that match. Option one is they obviously just have sort of a regular main event style banger of a match, 20, 25 minutes, depending on how much time they get and what night they're on. I don't think they're going to main event either night one or night two, but they will be given a good amount of time and it will be considered a very marquee, high profile match, obviously because it's for the World Heavyweight Championship. And so that's option one, with Jey Uso winning that match and sort of culminating his run, his very popular run, his Yeet movement, and culminating the biggest match, the biggest win of his career after his Royal Rumble win, beating Gunther, one of the most dominating and devastating champions in WWE. He beats him at WrestleMania for his crowning achievement and then becomes the sort of fighting babyface type champion. That's option one. Option two is Gunther completely squashes and dominates Jey Uso. Very similar to how Brock Lesnar did to John Cena, I believe maybe at one of the SummerSlams, but you know what match I'm talking about, where Brock Lesnar just dominated John Cena over and over and over again, suplexing him, suplex city, and it didn't destroy John Cena's credibility. It actually created him more sympathy as a babyface, and it put over, obviously, Brock Lesnar as this very dominant champion. So there's been rumors around that Gunther might do the same thing to Jey Uso at WrestleMania 41. So that's option number two. And then option number three, which was an option that was put into my comments on a video that I did recently, which I thought was extremely interesting, was that Goldberg comes out and costs Gunther the world title match and gives Jey Uso the win, giving that big pop for Jey Uso, winning the world title, having Goldberg come out, which some people would really enjoy, not me, and then it costs Gunther the championship, and then you have a program with Gunther and Goldberg heading into, Goldberg's sort of final run in WWE. So those are three options that present themselves for this for this marquee matchup at WrestleMania 41. I guess it is technically a main event, but it won't be the main event on night one or night two, but it is still a world championship match and should be treated as such when it comes to talking about the individuals involved and the storylines heading into that match. And so my two favorite options are going to be, they just have it go out there and absolutely have a banger, and have us on the edge of our toes or edge of our feet or thinking about who's going to win the whole match, and great false finishes and great moments throughout the match. And maybe Jey Uso wins, maybe Gunther wins. I don't really have a pick, don't really care. I just want to see a great match. And if Jey Uso wins, awesome. If Gunther wins, awesome. And then I also think option two would actually be really good for Gunther, and it actually create a lot of sympathy potentially for Jey Uso, and then he could eventually win the strap maybe later on at SummerSlam or later on in the year at a PLE. So I like those two options. I pray that Goldberg is not there and option three does not happen. And so speaking of showing up, right, let's talk about Roman Reigns. And where is he? Because he was announced on WWE's Twitter that he will be on the European tour just a few weeks away from WrestleMania. I believe it's March 21st and March 28th in Europe, which again is only a few weeks away before WrestleMania 41 happens in Las Vegas. So again, I think Roman Reigns will return at the Elimination Chamber in Toronto on March 1st to cost Seth Rollins the Elimination Chamber. Maybe he attacks him before he even gets into the ring on his entrance, or something happens where he gets in the ring. There's going to be some sort of commotion where we see Roman Reigns return and him and Seth Rollins continue to duke it out, continue to write their storied rivalry, lead it all the way to WrestleMania in a banger, maybe no holds barred, maybe last man standing, maybe I quit match, maybe steel cage match, maybe Hell in a Cell match, whatever it is, it leads to that. But I think that ultimately Roman Reigns might be the guy at WrestleMania 42 who finally defeats Corporate Rock and ends that sort of thing. So I think maybe that's where, obviously we see corporate Rock trying to get his champion, whether it's Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton. There's a lot of options of people who might sell their soul to The Rock. And that's going to be a long story all the way potentially leading up to WrestleMania 42, where maybe like Roman Reigns has got to save the company and corporate Rock is just taken over and things are bad and no one's happy at work because corporate Rock is just a tyrant. And so Roman Reigns has to come in and save the day and beat The Rock at WrestleMania 42 in a dream match where maybe you see The Rock finally have his last match. Roman Reigns, the guy. So I think maybe it's shaping up to lead in that direction. So that's where Roman Reigns is. I think he returns, at the Elimination Chamber. He's already been announced for a couple dates on the SmackDown European Tour, along with CM Punk has been announced for some SmackDown dates on the European Tour heading into WrestleMania. So that there could obviously create even more and more tension with Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, depending on what happens at the Elimination Chamber and who actually does sell their soul to The Rock. Cody Rhodes, maybe. Drew McIntyre, maybe. CM Punk, maybe. Randy Orton, returning at the Elimination Chamber, could be the sleeper for selling his soul to The Rock. Or do they throw everyone for a loop and have it be Logan Paul, which I don't think it'll be Logan Paul because he's already really the corporate champion. He's already super famous, already has a bunch of money, already just is the corporate WWE guy. And maybe you could say that for Cody Rhodes as well because he's the face of the company and does all the things and kisses all the babies and all that stuff. So maybe that's an argument as well. So I think I'm leaning towards CM Punk as my number one, Drew McIntyre as my number two, and sleeper Randy Orton as my number three to sell their soul to The Rock. And so I think that's very, very, very interesting stuff. And we'll see some of it materialize at the Elimination Chamber, which happens, again, Saturday, March 1st in Toronto. And then the last bit of information is that Netflix just is in love with WWE. According to some reports, Netflix absolutely loves WWE. They say this partnership is going as good as it could be. Triple H says that Netflix is one of the best partners they've ever had in promoting the product, in working together, in building this product together in unison. And Netflix wants to do more sort of auxiliary shows about WWE. They're going to do some behind the scenes stuff. There's just going to be much more content that's produced on Netflix specifically geared towards WWE, which means an even more wider and bigger audience will be introduced, that's the word, introduced to professional wrestling, to the WWE product, which means there's always going to be a drip down effect into all these other companies, which means it drips down ultimately into the independent professional wrestling market where guys and shows and girls and all these people can feel the effect of more people being interested in professional wrestling via millions and millions of people seeing WWE's product on Netflix. And so the auxiliary shows, the behind the scenes shows will all be really good. And again, the drip down effect will lead all the way into independent professional wrestling, which is my favorite professional wrestling. So if you haven't ever gone to a local show, you should absolutely check out a local show in your area. Those guys, those girls are absolutely trying to get after it, doing the same thing, trying to live their dream, trying to do the best they can to present their character and their product, and invest in that, invest in them. And I love that drip down effect of Netflix wanting to, produce more WWE content, a larger audience seeing WWE, and that dripping down onto the people working really, really hard on the independent scene to get their name out there, their brand out there, whatever their goals might be. And so I love that. I love that the partnership between Netflix and WWE is going so well, and that they want to expand, and that expansion is great for professional wrestling, obviously great for WWE, and great for sort of the trickle-down effect of all of that. And so I think that's all I have for you on today's video. Please comment below what you think, your reactions, your thoughts, anything you want me to talk about or you disagreed with or agreed with. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. I'm trying to grow this channel with you together, so please like and subscribe to this channel and share this with every single wrestling fan you know on the planet. And I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.